Invisible Kingdom Part 3 The Conclusion. The guards suspected the children and their companions of treason and planned to capture them. The warriors overheard conversations among the guards and some citizens who followed them, claiming that the children were causing harm to the kingdom and should be stopped. The two warriors quickly motioned the teens to go down in the tunnel. They pulled the massive moss-covered stone over the entrance and even threw extra dead branches and twigs on top. The warriors hid in a hollow rotten tree and covered the entrance with branches, and whatever they could find, and held their breath, determined that they would fight to protect the children if they were caught. They waited and listened. They continued to hear the guards and citizens as they were cutting away bushes and pushing aside objects, looking for any sign of the little band. Some of the citizens were angrily saying that they were traitors and deserved to be imprisoned. However, they kept quiet in their hiding spot until the guards and citizens searched thoroughly and gave up and returned home. The two loyal warriors lifted the stone and entered the tunnel. They shared what they had overheard. They motivated the children and told them to carry on. All four of the teams slipped inside the tunnel, eager to finish their quest. They realized there was a section of the cave they had never explored. Carefully, they ventured into the unknown, discovering skeletons of warriors, rusty swords, and the words "Long live Cloud Kingdom" carved into the wall. These brave warriors had loved their land and had been willing to die for it. Their courage inspired the children and the warriors as they hurried toward the chamber with the stones. This time Jozel and Karina read the second riddle. I am the strength that keeps hope alive, the perseverance to carry on when all seems lost. What am I? She wondered whether the answer was belief or truth. She looked at Jozel, but he was unsure. She read the riddle again and then shouted, "Truth." The second stone sank into place. She felt relieved. However, the stone did not fall properly into its socket, something they did not see. The barrier flickered and shook violently. Suddenly, one of their loyal warriors realized that the stone was not properly fixed into its socket. He stepped forward and pushed the stone into place. Just then, an arrow shot out from a hollow section of the tunnel, striking him in the shoulder. He cried out in pain and collapsed, clutching his bleeding wound. Horrified, the children watched as their brave friend writhed in agony. Fear and despair threatened to overwhelm the teens. The sacrifices of fallen warriors flashed before their eyes. Should they continue? Did they have the strength to risk more lives? The wounded warrior looked up, trembling, and whispered, "Don't give up. Your courage is what this kingdom needs. Please, keep going. You children are the only hope we have now." He explained that the stone wasn't in its proper place because they needed to choose the correct word, either belief or truth. Jozel read the inscription again. I am the strength that keeps hope alive, the perseverance to carry on when all seems lost. What am I? He answered, belief. The stone slid into place, fitting perfectly. Despite their fear, the children felt renewed determination. They went outside, bandaged the wounded warrior's shoulder with leaves from a healing tree and torn pieces of his shirt. Many days passed, and his condition improved. The children's resolve grew stronger. When they felt ready, they returned to the tunnel, more determined than ever to face the final challenge. The last puzzle was inscribed on the third stone. Perseverance and faith are the keys that unlock the truth. But without this, your work has no value. Jozel paused, searching each face for clues. Then, one of the warriors asked, "Why are we doing all this?" Everyone looked puzzled. Then the warrior answered, "Because we love our kingdom and our people." Jozel stepped forward and read the inscription aloud and then answered by saying, "I believe that love has the greatest value," he said. The third stone shuddered violently and sank into its socket. Outside, the land trembled, shadows swirled wildly. A loud crack echoed above, as if glass was breaking. The earth shook violently, swaying from side to side. People ran for safety, into houses, under trees, anywhere they could find shelter. The barrier flickered and then shattered into 1,000 shards of light. Brightness flooded the land, and slowly the dome-shaped covering slowly started sliding away bit by bit, exposing a beautiful blue sky with clouds and birds. The sounds from the outside world came rushing in. The wind carried the smell of trees, fruits, and rivers. They heard the sound of animals they haven't heard in centuries. The entire kingdom stood staring upwards as the invisible shield slowly vanished, revealing a vibrant, thriving kingdom. The people of the Cloud Kingdom emerged blinking into the bright sunlight. Joy and hope blossomed anew. They saw their land, overgrown woodlands, majestic mountains in the distance, the sound of rushing streams among other sounds. The children and the two guards returned home days after to cheers and celebration. Evangel was brought out of prison. Their parents came out of hiding, their spirits shining bright. They praised Jazal, Karina, Evangel, and the two brave warriors who had risked everything to free their homeland. The kingdom celebrated their courage, teamwork, and unwavering faith that turned despair into hope. Children danced, some of the elders and citizens wept tears of relief, and everyone shared stories of their struggles, warning future generations about greed and reminding them of the power of faith and effort. Evangel looked at Jazal and Karina with pride. "Remember," he said softly, "faith without works is dead. Your perseverance, teamwork, unwavering belief, and love for your people have made miracles happen." As the people gazed over their restored land, they knew their victory was more than just breaking the curse. It was a testament to the power of faith, perseverance, and working together. The story of their kingdom's curse and deliverance spread far and wide, inspiring others to believe that no darkness is too great when hearts are united and efforts are tireless. Sometimes, it only takes a few to make a difference, not the majority. For the first time in generations, they tasted food from other lands, traded precious metals like gold and silver. People traveled from near and far to hear their story. And so, the kingdom thrived. The people built new homes, restored their lands, and shared their story, reminding everyone that even in the darkest moments, perseverance, faith, and love can ignite a new tomorrow. See you next time on The Story Poet.